Come on, here we go.
Hi guys, welcome back to our movie review once again. So இன்னைக்கு நாங்க என்ன பத்தி பேச போறோம்னா as you can see Thug Life. இப்போ இலைய முழுக்க விருந்து வச்சிடுவான் அதுல ஓரத்துல ஒரு தீய தடவி விட்டு மணிரத்னம் வந்து எங்க மூஞ்சில சாணியை நல்ல வேளை நாங்க ஐமேக்ஸ்ல thank God they didn't release in IMAX. But yeah, let's start talking about Thug Life. So Shaz, how was the movie for you?
Okay, now the first day I watched the night show. I stayed off social media and in Mulnalo, but some of my friends, like Mika, kept sharing certain reviews. I knew it was overall it's not a very positive review. தெரிஞ்சுதான் போனேன். Ever, I don't think it's as bad as what Twitter and all the reviewers are making it seem. Yes, Pada, when you see names like Mani Ratnam and Kamal Haasan and everyone else, you don't expect a shabby product. That is what it was. First half of Kapran, I messaged my group. I was like, it's actually quite nice. Everything I liked about the movie, unfortunately, ends up in the first half. Second half was like, I don't think Mani Ratnam made second half. Like,
நானும் யோசிச்சு பார்த்தேன் ஆமா no I remember you asked me Mika what's the story. I was like ஆமா கதை என்ன செகண்ட் ஹாஃப்ல இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் கிளைமேக்ஸ் அட ஆமா no I mean I also had the same issue right? I stayed off the social media 10:30க்கு போன night show right so I had a very like I know the movie for the pearl so I was like preparing my mom and all I was like pardon bad reviews just don't have high expectations right I mean I get why people were I mean Kamal Haasan after Nayakan they're making this movie so obviously like the way that they were promoting the way Kamal Haasan was promoting like ஒரு தப்பு பண்ணிட்டேன் அதனால இது ஒரு good movie which rewatch, right? Like, there are some iconic scenes that, and the Arun Vijay jumping ski, like there was something that I always like, liked in the particular, no, and also it's a huge letdown by, like, I remember when the trailer was released, that Rangaraya scene, right? Like, I went on Instagram, right? I went to Instagram, especially like when I go through Kothurodi Junction stories and all, it literally every single person was sharing that particular scene. Right? Like that's how hyped everyone was. And on the hype, like whatever that we had, like for STR was nothing in this movie because it was a total letdown, especially from Simbu's point of view, right? Like we really thought
Clarifying, Simbu didn't let us down. I think the character,
the
the
character
presence
was
of Simbu has let us down. I thought Simbu was
let.
fantastic in the movie.
Yeah, Simbu was fantastic. Whatever he did, he was did. Like, அதுவும் அந்த first halfல கூட he was okay. Second halfல எல்லாம் he literally was like, இல்ல இல்ல நீங்களே பாத்துக்கோங்க நாசர் கிட்ட this is me டேய் என்னடா நீ
It was
yeah it was a total
total let down second half. Okay, Mani Ratnam வந்து பழைய let's leave செக்க சம்பந்தமா இப்ப வந்து படத்தை விட்டுட்டு பழைய பழைய படங்கள் எடுத்தா எவ்ரி சிங்கிள் கேரக்டர் அவரோட படத்துல வந்து வில் ஹேவ் டெப்த் யாருக்குமே டெப்த் இல்ல யூ லெட் அலோன் தி ஃபீமேல் கேரக்டர்ஸ் ஓகே ஈவன் தி மென் have zero depth like you're showing Simbu as like what is Simbu's and Kamal's relationship appa mahana illati annen thambiya there's just so much confusion
அடியாளா it's a very close idea that's it was very like not clear.
it felt like every morning they woke up and they're like you know what இன்னைக்கு இந்த கதையை நான் இந்த பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ்ல இப்படி ஷூட் பண்ணுவோம் நாளைக்கு வேற பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூல இருந்து எடுப்போம்னு சொல்லி ஷூட் பண்ணி ஒண்ணா போட்ட மாதிரி தான் எனக்கு
Yeah, like even the characters, right? Like, the daughter is scared that the dad is going to be cast this. But then a scene before that, Kamal literally says, I want women to study, be educated and stuff. Like he's talking very progressive, right? It doesn't make sense. And then like, okay, this is a spoiler, but a Nasser's daughter commits suicide because of her boyfriend said, I don't care when she told she was pregnant, she just goes and commits suicide. Like, why is she not going to STR or like, trying to like give a revenge or something, like using the gang power that, like the backup she has, like that is so stupid. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm much more stronger than she would have been. Right? It didn't make sense. And the way that Sanjana girl goes and hides in the bar, like, yeah, you are, yeah, ma. நான் ஏதோ நடக்க
Fish
போதா
ass
இல்ல அது
shit! Fish ass shit! Fish ass can't act! She's shit!
வைங்க போன
தாயோட
yeah and then there was this and then oh yeah Simbu's character was and then like Simbu வீட்ல வந்து ஈஸியா போய் குண்ட வைக்கிறாங்க I don't understand And they had that Sadanandan as a villain, right? What's the point of him?
I don't get it. I really don't
That's
get
some
it.
doubt though.
Anna, you were talking about Nas's
Yeah.
daughter. Okay, sorry. Nas's daughters. I was really pleasantly surprised and very excited that and the Rohit guy was the guy who played the boyfriend from Mismatched. I was like, wow, நீ என்னடா இங்க பண்ற? Do you watch
Oh,
Mismatched?
yeah, Ratnam.
I know, it's very
Man,
cute.
country brutes.
It's a very cute scene. I think you'll really like it, Mika. It was like ஒரு அச்சாரு மாதிரி இருந்தது. ஆனா நல்லா இருக்கல கடைசியில. அச்சாரு நல்லா இருக்கும். இது நல்லா இருக்கல.
Hmm.
அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருந்துச்சு. Okay, why don't we talk about the positives first? And then we go
Positive.
from Barbie.
What is a positive? A good album we actually enjoyed before the movie came.
I saw a tweet that said, I don't even want to listen to the album hereafter.
Positives are positive வந்து people actually started to acknowledge the Trisha can't act. Jokes. இதுக்கு என்ன அடிக்க போறானுங்க? I don't want to get stuck with Trisha's PRT.
Oh my god. Okay, one
No, that
positive
was
flashback portion, starting that 15-minute portion.
the Nayakan type.
Really good.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, that
I thought that was really well done. It was aesthetically. And the 50 minutes was pure Mani Ratnam, I felt.
yeah, that was actually very nice, like the way they did, and like even like George's character initially, I kind of liked it,
Yeah.
but then the way he switched, I did not like it. It didn't make sense. Yeah, right. Like the way, like when the Kalyana scene, Mariko, like I liked the way he was handling the things. I really liked that bit, right? But he just switched it like that. Okay, I saw that this bugger has been influenced because he uses the exact line and all, but it still didn't make sense. And I also feel like anyone could have played that role. It doesn't have to be Jojo George. I feel like for a person like him, like they could have given a bigger role for him. But no, it's just and Ashok Selvan, like
Bro.
எதுக்கு வந்தாரு?
He was good though. This is my point. I think, okay, if you ask me positives from the movie, on the flashback for sure, I thought Anju Anapu's placement was really good.
Yeah,
It was really good. And my third
yeah.
one is Aishwarya Lakshmi was the biggest success of this movie. Like that's what I walked away with because she would have had what 7 minutes of screen time maximum. Yeah.
That was actually the way she acts and everything. It was so like conveyed, like அப்பதான் you're trying to like emotionally getting connected to the movie, and they just leave it down. I was like, they.
They should have they should have removed all these extra characters in the movie and concentrated. The main crux of the film should have been Simbu being a thug because of their fates have intertwined with Kamal, but he's still in search for his sister. And then you show Ashok Selvan's and Aishwarya Lakshmi's lives. If
Yeah, no,
they
that's it. Yeah, like like they could have shown the contrary between Aishwarya Lakshmi's life, who was brought up by a policeman, and Simbu was brought up by the thug. அப்படியும் இல்ல. And also a person who's very powerful like Shaktivel couldn't find Aishwarya Lakshmi.
இல்ல அவங்க தான் கான்வென்ட்டுக்கு அனுப்பிட்டாங்கல்ல அதுதான் அதனால கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியல
நம்புற மாதிரியாவா இருக்கு. சரி சரி ஓகே அதெல்லாம் மறக்கலாம் அதெல்லாம் மறந்துட்டு ஆக்சுவலி தேங்க் காட் ஐ ஹேவ் a very bad volatile memory throughout that movie. I kept forgetting. Okay, then I was like ஆமா சந்திராவை மறந்துட்டோம்ல. அதுக்கப்புறம் yeah, yeah, that. And they could have avoided that Himalaya, Nepal, like that was horrible. எங்க அப்பா was like avalanche எல்லாம் survive பண்றாங்க நம்புற மாதிரியா இருக்கு. I was like சரி சரி.
the CG did not help. I thought the CG. I don't know when Tamil cinema is going to do VFX and CGI well. எனக்கு புரியல என்ன பிரச்சனை? Is it the money? I don't know what it is.
No, it's Mani Ratnam. Sorry. I just wanted to say that. I don't know. I think yeah, I feel like there was a lot of flaws. Yeah, I understand why people were disappointed.
Yeah, and I
But
think will be disappointed. But the amount of trashing it's getting, I think, is a bit unwarranted. Yeah, nah, I saw a tweet that said it's like Indian 2 is better. I'm just like, bro, come on.
and now I couldn't sit through Indian to like this movie was watchable for me. Like whether they actually intentionally or unintentionally, I was laughing in certain areas. Like I enjoyed it. That somehow you enjoyed the movie. Indian too, I couldn't sit through. I was like, இது எப்படா முடியும்? That's the
And
difference, right?
you got free food at Indian 2 Premier Level, no? And you still couldn't sit through it, right?
I was like, the only good thing about this movie is OC Sapade. I was like, thank God, I'm very happy. I didn't pay for this ticket. I got free food. I was like, that was the best experience.
I mean, I still think Thug Life was better than Retro also for me. I didn't enjoy Retro. That could have been because I watched it very late at night. I was tired and all of that. But I still didn't. I would if you give me Retro and this on Netflix and what am I gonna watch? I will opt for Thug Life.
The retro, I think the second half was a draggy thing. போயிற அளவுக்கு விட்டான். First half நல்லா இருந்துச்சு again. But then again, as a movie, இல்ல, I mean, ideally, like, we shouldn't be talking about first half, second half. When we watch a movie, we should think it as a whole thing. But Tamil cinema has put into a way that we have to start talking about first half, second half.
It was so bad. Whatever in the second half was
Yeah.
including Tamil cinema. No, what I was saying was Retro, other than that first 15 minutes shot until the song and all of that, other than that, nothing was memorable for me. Whereas Idila, at least the visuals were memorable for me. Like some of the shots were very nice. Some of the dialogues were also very nice. Like for example, on the first 15 minutes, Nasser's dialogue is fun. Like I thought it was one of a really good dialogue. The one you just said, Virundu Poduvan.
Elam Mulukka. Yeah, that was the iconic
Other one
dialogue.
was when he keeps Simbu சின்னதா இருக்கிறப்ப அந்த grave கிட்டயோ என்னமோ Kamal says your both our fates have been intertwined.
Yeah.
So there were some nice dialogues, but there were also some terrible dialogues like that fucking beach scene. Like, who wrote that?
அதுதான் I think I couldn't even understand what they were trying to do. I didn't understand the perspectives because it was overlapping. I get they were trying to do that, and I was more distracted by Trisha's horrible acting in that. And then Simbu ஒரு பாட்டுக்கு I was like என்ன வேணும் this is என்ன dialogue மறந்துட்டானுங்களா, like it felt like they forgot their dialogues. இப்ப என்ன something like that. இப்ப என்ன they were like I was like என்னடா ட்ரை பண்றீங்க, like I didn't understand. Trisha like STR or what does she like, I don't know, like what, I didn't understand like what phase she was in, right?
Yeah, it was
It was not clear at all.
it hurts me. I still truly believe that Trisha she can act. I stand by my words. She can act in certain roles. I think Jessie
Certain roles, yeah.
there are certain types of roles that she really aces, and she aces romance. For me, I think she does romance really well. Like
I think that is
that
the
is
thing,
her,
like
that's her,
uh,
like her, like
soft
her
roles.
positives. Yeah, exactly. Soft, subtle roles that she's really good with.
Yeah.
This she was a complete misfit, and I am a huge Trisha fan. I've liked her since the day I saw her on screen, right? For the past 24 years or whatever. I couldn't. And I have defended her against everyone, every Nayantara fan there is. Like my parents who pull my leg about Trisha now being a good act. I've defended her, and Idila I couldn't. Like I was like, bro, babe, that was not bad choice.
And anyways, her role didn't have any effect to the story. Other வெட்டிருக்கலாம். Even the way, that scene in the trailer, right, where she comes with the Kalyanam thing, I really thought, okay, like she's having some villatanamana role. At least if they actually made that Kamal and instead of fighting for her, like properly, அதுவும் இல்ல.
In my head, before I went to watch the movie, I thought because Ashok Selvan and Trisha kept saying that they have no scenes together. And they kept saying it at every interview. And I was like, are you trying to like mislead us? Now when I read a bit too much into it, and I was like, maybe they're like, she's also like an undercover police officer or something. But I was disappointed. Yeah, it was sad.
நீங்க ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் பார்த்துட்டு இவ்வளவு சொல்றீங்களே, 2 படத்தை பார்த்துட்டு வந்து சொல்றீங்க. சொல்லியா நொறுக்கிட்டானுங்க. I think the worst thing is a promotion. I really think they need to stop doing over the top
Yeah.
promotions.
இதுதானே புரியுது இல்ல தக் லைஃப் மட்டும் இல்ல மத்த எல்லா பெரிய படத்தையும் these actors have watched it, right? Like come on, like they should know, right? Like the second half is like what the hell is
But
the second half?
yeah, I don't think they watch it. I don't know.
அவங்க
Do they?
promotions கொடுக்கறப்ப there's high chances they wouldn't have watched it, and the screening happens like a day or two before the release only. But
Yeah.
you acted in it, you've read the story, like come on.
But people are saying they've cut off a lot of things. Do you think that would have been the issue?
They've cut off a lot of Trisha scenes and all is what I'm hearing, but
But that's what Trisha fans are saying. But I don't.
I saw like a general post also about it, where I feel like everyone's scenes have been cut off in it. That comes down to the director's fault for really bad editing. Adanata, there's no context to a lot of things, right? and in the middle of all of this justifying cheating is not okay.
You're the baby mother. No, but I feel like for a story, it's fine. He's a gangster.
That's what my
And then,
husband.
like, like how he tries to hit on Aishwarya Lakshmi also, right?
No, it
You
doesn't.
didn't know he kind of does in a very cheeky way, like, like,
He's so cheeky.
won't, he says in a way that wouldn't Ashok Selvan get, Raneka Porar, and something he was saying that, and she goes like, that's when she says she's divorced.
I assumed he was doing that just to like get the better out of her, like if he wants to run away or something like that.
I feel like he's a little bit of a womanizer. I mean, I understand. I like that gray shade of that. That was nice, but then
Fine.
could have, yeah.
This was my problem. That scene with Abhirami and Kamal in the second half, Beachila, where she's lost her, she doesn't recognize him. That's supposed to be a very emotional scene, but there was zero connect for me because you haven't showed enough of their relationship. You've showed that you're a womanizer, and how do you expect me to feel bad that she's forgotten you?
Recall of a movie, but like, that should he like, he can have two people in his life, right? Like he has Trisha and Abhirami, and he can equally have love for them. They should have shown that family, the
Yeah,
Abhirami's love story properly and Trisha's love story
they
properly,
didn't
right?
show either.
Like cut pan
They just
either, yeah.
removed all these parts. Another, there was no foundation, there was no context to the characters and the relationship they have with each other. So it's like there's no emotional connect at the end of the movie, so you don't root for anyone. However, having said that, I felt for Aishwarya Lakshmi when she cried when she saw that her brother had died because
Yeah.
that little bit, I think she acted really well, and because you had like set her up at the beginning, you still
And at the
connected.
beginning, like they showed, like they Chandra, like they were searching, they were like being eager to like see, like they never got connected. So like I was like rooting, okay, I hope she meets Simbu before he dies. But the moment he dies, it was a bit sad.
Exactly.
But anyway, Simbu dying was very predictable.
Oh, 100%, that was very predictable. Entire movie was predictable for me.
Yeah,
Going to
yeah.
turn because of the father, because he believes these guys. And other line was very obvious. Last line in the climax, I like that they didn't take much of a dialogue or a drama sequence to make Simbu understand that he messed up and that he got it all wrong. All it took was that just the guy shoots and then Kamal just pulls him out. And I thought
Yeah.
that was Maniratnam's best thing, right? You show it not through words, but just
Yeah.
like an action or like one situation. Yeah, Papa, there was some really good Maniratnam-esque like
Things.
masterpieces. Mattabadi was just like it just fell flat.
It's okay. It was a bit sad because I think இதுக்கு முன்னாடி தான் எல்லாரும் முண்டு கொடுத்துட்டே இருந்தாங்களே மணிரத்னம். He's the only one who's staying very relevant. Maybe he should start.
I don't think he has it in him. He
Yeah,
obviously
even I believe he does, right?
in him. I think he just should stay true to what his vision is instead of getting inspired by other people around him.
And also people need to stop taking gangster moves. எனக்கு இயலாது.
Oh my god, please. Guns,
நிறுத்து.
கத்தி எல்லாத்தையுமே ப்ளீஸ் பேன் பண்ணுங்க தமிழ் சினிமால இருந்து.
அது தனால இல்ல. We just need a normal.
Another thing they need to ban in Tamil cinema is the red colored posters, bro. போதும். The red shade posters வேணாம். முடியல. வேற கலரே இல்ல.
நாங்க ஒரு தீமை பிடிச்சோம் விட மாட்டோம்.
இப்பதான் கொஞ்சமா அந்த பேப்பர் வரது கொஞ்சம் நின்னு இருக்கு. Thank God. A 5.5 maybe.
Out of 10?
Yeah, out of 10. Maybe like between a 4.5 and a 5.5 for me.
Okay, I think I gave 2.5 out of 5. That means 5 out of 10. So it's an average movie. Like it's not bad, but
It's not
if you
bad.
forget the fact it was taken by Maniratnam and Kamal Haasan movie, like it's like a normal thing. But Maniratnam, it's even more like people would be like you're being too nice. I was like, கொஞ்சம் பாக்குற மாதிரியாச்சு இருந்துச்சு.
No, but one thing, second half, like Kamal Haasan's outfits, oh my God.
Look.
And her
அது வந்து Indian 2 hangover. That's why they were like Indian 2. Because of that particular scene, people started being Indian 2. அதுதான்.
I know, I can't remember her name, but I know the stylist is fantastic for Kamal's
Amit
style.
Tara.
Yeah, she's great. She's done a fantastic job with him. But in the second half, that did not work. That entire persona look was
அதுல there was this one funny scene on the the symbol house வந்து ஷட்டர் ஆகி போவாரு. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு மேல வந்து அந்த வால் வந்து விழுந்து. I don't know why I was laughing for that scene. I couldn't stop
Yeah,
laughing. இதுக்கு ஏன் வந்து இங்க மாட்டிக்கிட்டீங்க? I don't know. That was just funny as.
nothing is good in the second half. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
nothing.
but I kind of liked when that Simba gets uh, kidnapped and then there's a fight scene for Simba with that other villain, Deepak. I kind of like that. This is Simba with Alaganda.
That's the thing. Each of them had individually done a good. As Simbu had done a
Good
good
job.
job.
Yeah.
Kamal also in certain parts I felt like the acting was very off. I don't know. I just felt that. Like on the scene with Nasser and the Nasser Kolrapa,
Uh,
it's supposed to be a very strong scene, but I was like, what the hell is this? It was not great.
like even that Oh Mara song for Simba, like Sai was very much disappointed. It was like I was expecting more to show, like, yeah, even because on the song would have been a really good pace to execute
Good song,
who
yeah.
Simba was.
No, exactly. That's my favorite song of the album.
Yeah.
Like all the songs have been wasted. However, the wedding song, Jingicha was nice. I really like that. But that's just a classic Mani Ratnam move. Yeah, so wrap it up.
தக்லாஃப் மானம் கேட்டோம். அத்துடன் எங்க ரிவ்யூ முடிச்சுக்கிட்டலாம்.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Come on, here we go.